a melody. You surround me with a song.
The Lord appeared to this guy named Abraham, great name, and he called him out in a refugee tent, and he said, you are going to be my evangelist. You are going to win millions of Muslims to Jesus, da-da-da-da-da, to myself, all this. And then he anointed him. The guy left the camp, and he started just going wherever the Lord would send him. Now, so many people were getting saved that ISIS put a hit out on his life. And they actually sent an assassin from Syria to cross over the border to Iraq and to execute this guy. Now, he had heard all these stories, and all of these people started to warn him. All the fear-mongering people came into his life. At his moment, you know, his greatest moment of breakthrough in his life, in his young ministry, the fear came. And they said, man, you just got to chill out, bro. You need to like bring it down a notch. Your family's, you know, everyone knows you're on the hit list now. Your family, your kids, your children, like think about them. And so the story goes is that as Abraham's wrestling with this fear, you know, and he knows what he's called to do, but yet the threats are coming against him. And he's actually a carpenter, which is another good thing. Abraham the carpenter. And I'm just going to read this, a little bit of this testimony. This is published in Voice of the Martyrs. It's legit. It just came out. It says, one day when he was working outside of his house with an electric saw, as he used it, the blade suddenly popped off and caught him in the mouth. Had the blade hit him a few inches lower, it could have hit an artery in his throat. If it had hit him a few inches higher, it could have blinded him. As he stood in shock for a moment, bleeding, he heard the Lord speak to him, saying, I am in control of when your life will end. Do not be afraid. So, as he's there, a few days later, this ISIS assassin named Feucht comes after him. He shows up dressed in black with a knife, the real deal, coming straight for his house. As he's running to his house screaming, Abraham hears it, steps outside, and as this assassin is running towards him, he yells out in a loud voice. He goes, you are driven by the prince of demons, and Jesus is gonna set you free. And he starts prophesying. Starts prophesying to this assassin. Now what happens is as he's speaking this, while the guy is running at him with a knife. You wanna talk about persecution? It's a little different over there. As the guy's running at him with a knife, he starts to shake uncontrollably as Abraham's declaring this to him. He falls to the ground, the knife falls out of his hand, and Abraham goes over, stands right next to him and says, what have you come here for? What do you want? And then Feucht, the ISIS assassin, looks up at him and goes, I want to know salvation. Come on. Come on. Come on. So on the spot, he delivers this guy. He gets filled with the Holy Spirit. He starts prophesying. He comes as an assassin and he leaves as an evangelist.
I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child.